So hi, I'm Amber from Influence Updates on Instagram and TikTok, and tonight I'm going to be doing a Q&A where I answer all of the questions that were submitted earlier today on my Instagram, and also the questions that people put on the live stream right now in the comment section at the bottom. So first question, let's get started. Any updates on Reece Hawkins and London Goheen? Are they co-parenting? I don't think there's any updates. I mean, from their social media, it seems that London is still living in the US and parenting their son Stone solo. I think she had a boyfriend at one point. I'm not sure if she's still with him, but yeah, it looks like Reece doesn't ever see his son. I believe he's not allowed into the US because in the past he overstayed a visa, so he's therefore not allowed back into the US. So yeah, he lives in Bali and I don't believe he sees his son Stone. Do you think Tammy and London should bring the kids together? I mean, that's up to them if they think that's what's best for the kids. At this point, I suppose they don't really know much about each other, so that might end up confusing things for them. I'm not sure, but I'm not a parenting specialist. But yeah, as long as they're doing what they think is best for the kids, I think that is the right thing they're doing. What was Aussie Mum Vlogger's story about getting sent an advertisement? Okay, so this week, Aussie Mum Vlogger, she put on her page like a statement saying that she's been sent an advertisement and she feels that it's like inappropriate or bullying or harassment or something, and it just feels like it's prolonging what's been going on. Like, it was a bit cryptic, sort of like that. But what it is that Keiara, she is being used in the Hideaway advertising campaign, so it's popping up on a lot of people's like sponsored ads on Facebook and Instagram and potentially TikTok, I'm not sure. And yeah, so Keiara's face is being used to promote Ashy Bines' brand Hideaway, and people think that that's just not quite appropriate, I suppose. So I don't know if Hideaway own the images of Keiara and therefore that's why they're still allowed to use them. But as we all know, Ashy and Keiara are no longer friends, so regardless of whether they own the images or not, they probably shouldn't be using her image, being that Keiara is not friends with Ashy anymore. And alternatively, if Keiara does own the images herself, well then they definitely shouldn't be using them. But the reason why I think they are continuing to use them is because they know that Keiara has a following, so it's like a free way of using an influencer to promote your products. So I can see it's very good marketing for Hideaway, but yeah, Aussie Mum Vlogger does not want to be linked with Ashy Bines anymore, so that is why she put out that statement. Do you think, it's another one about her, do you think Aussie Mum Vlogger is just about close to flipping her shit and spilling all? I think that she wants to. She's definitely indicated that she wants to, but I believe that like for legal reasons, she's really not sure what she can and can't do. That's the vibe that I get. And I think also she's mentioned that like she wanted to spill some information one time, but then she's like, what is the purpose of this? Like, what's it going to achieve, sort of thing? Like, yeah, I can very much see where she's going with that, in that she doesn't want, yeah, I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like how Nadia Bartel said this week, or maybe it was Bec Judd, that like when people are trolling you, the energy they're putting out is what they're going to get back. And I think that that's sort of how Keiara is describing this feud with Ashy. Like, she doesn't want to just constantly be putting out the energy of this feud because then she's going to get it back. But then at the same time, it's hard for her to not speak about it. But yeah, I think that she is very close to flipping her shit and spilling all. That is my answer. What are your thoughts on Tammy Hembrow and Matt Zukowski always unfollowing each other and refollowing each other? It is beyond childish. I have spoken about this in depth a few weeks ago. My theory as to what's going on with this is that I think that Tammy Hembrow, she is a very good leader. So she like leads her businesses, she leads her family at home with the children and running the house, and she's very, very successful at leading, and we can definitely see that she's a very successful person. So when she is in this relationship with Matt Zukowski, she just needs somebody who is going to follow along and just love her unconditionally. And he seems like a very good partner for that. Like, I think he seems very smitten by her. He gets a lot out of the relationship as well. Obviously, he is with Tammy freaking Hembrow, of course. And then I think that when he slips up, she punishes him by unfollowing him on social media. It's kind of like a threat, as in, pull yourself back into line because I'm going to unfollow you. And if you want me to follow you again, you need to do what I want you to do. That is my theory in a nutshell. And I guess that's my thoughts on them always unfollowing and refollowing each other. But yeah, if my husband unfollowed me, I would be very concerned. I don't think he would ever do that because it is, quite childish. But they do live in a different world. As Isabella Clarke said this week or the week before, that the influencer world, she said the influencer world is a world, if you know what I mean. And she explained it as it's different to the real world. The influencer world is very different to the real world. And I think that is the case with Tammy and Matt. This person is saying Tammy supports her domestic violence criminal brother. She should be cancelled. Okay, I don't have any evidence that she does support her domestic violence criminal brother. So her brother Henry is in jail or has been in jail for domestic violence. And I don't see how Tammy has supported that. I don't see her promoting her brother online or sharing anything or liking any of his content. So I'm not sure what their relationship is now since this has happened. But yeah, that would be really, really tough knowing that your brother has been to jail for domestic violence. What do? Do you never speak to your brother again? Do you hope that your brother has changed? I don't know what the answer is, but I don't believe Tammy should be cancelled for her brother doing that, if you know what I mean. It's very different to the Anna and Addis situation where Anna has continued to platform Addis and take him to events with underage children there, and very, very different. This person's asking, we all want to know about Tammy's silence and why she's deleting all support for her brother's victim. I would say that a lot of the reason would probably be because this is an ongoing legal case, and I don't think that commenting on her page about it is going to be a good thing for either the victim or Henry in the legal case. And also, as I said, it's not Tammy that did this stuff, so I can see why she wouldn't want her page, like her comment section, filled with comments about this situation. That's what I would think. Do you think Matt and Tammy will stay together so no one says told you so? Oh, probably not. I mean, I don't think that that would be their ultimate goal in life, to avoid people saying told you so. But Tammy did make a really good point one time on a comment. She wrote, "You hate when I post Matt and you hate when I don't post Matt. I just can't win." It was something like that. And I thought, that's so true. I feel that she can't win anymore. Oh, someone's saying the internet connection is really good, so that's good. This person's saying that there were rumours that Reece Hawkins isn't the father of Stone. Okay, well, I don't believe that's true. Because I believe he is the father of Stone because look at him. He looks like Reece. He also looks a lot like London. He definitely looks more like London, but he looks like Reece Hawkins. Yeah, this person's saying the same thing, that he looks like Reece. Is Reece allowed back in Australia because he never seems to see Wolf and Saskia? Yes, he is allowed back in Australia and he does see them, but he just doesn't post about it online because Tammy has mentioned that the kids on school holidays, they still stay with Reece's parents on the Gold Coast, and yeah, there's definitely times where he comes over and doesn't post anything because I hear people telling me like, oh, I saw Reece Hawkins with the kids today. Like, they'll message me things like that. Who is Ellidy Pullin's boyfriend? I can't remember his name. He's not someone that I'm familiar with, but she tagged him in a post. So if you go to like her recent Bali photo dump, she has tagged him in maybe like photo 5 or 6 or something. What else have we got? Tammy and Matt are so toxic. That sounds like Tammy has such a narcissistic personality. You could call it narcissistic, but yeah, I don't see it that way. As I said, I see it is that she's a very good leader and she knows how to get shit done and make shit successful. Didn't Tammy pay Henry's bail? No idea. I literally have no idea about that. Did you see Charlotte Shant's Instagram stories? Yes, I have seen her Instagram stories. I'm not going to go into that because it's just, as I said, it's an active legal case. I don't need to be contributing to this. And if you do want to see her stories, you can go to her TikTok page. Anyway. What's happened with Karina Irby over the last few weeks? Seems to be a lot of supportive messages this weekend, but I haven't seen her posts recently. I don't know. I'm wondering if that's still the Michaela Testa incident where Karina liked Addis's post and then Michaela called her out saying that you're meant to be a brand of like women supporting women. How could you like Addis's post and support him? And Karina came back saying, I don't support him. I just liked the post. I didn't even realise what it was. So yeah, maybe it's something to do with that. There was a lot of hate going her way because of it. Did Matt Zukowski sign a prenup? Yes, I believe they've spoken about the fact that he did sign a prenup. But a prenup only returns a couple back to their original financial position. Do you know what I mean? Like, whatever they've brought to the relationship, they're going to get that back if they split up. But anything they build together, that would end up being half and half, if that makes sense. But yeah, so she would get to keep all her brands and everything. He would have no ownership of that if they did break up. But they're not breaking up, guys. They haven't broken up. Why doesn't Steph Claire Smith go to bed at a reasonable hour and stop complaining about sleep? That is a really good question. So yeah, she complains that her son Harvey wakes up too early, but then she talks about how she goes to bed so late every night and that somebody needs to make her go to sleep earlier. I think her son is making her go to sleep earlier. I think she definitely needs to go to sleep earlier. That is honestly my life hack to life with children. Go to bed earlier. That is what I'm telling everybody. But yeah, I do agree. She needs to go to bed earlier, and that way she wouldn't be complaining about his sleep. And it's not even the complaining that is the biggest problem. It's the fact that she's suffering. She wouldn't be suffering anymore if she would go to bed earlier. But obviously it's easier said than done. She is running multiple multi-million-dollar businesses. She is a very busy gal, and I imagine she's up late because that's the only time she gets to herself for the day. So can't blame her for that. Sorry, lots of the same questions about like Aussie Mum Vlogger, Tammy Hembrow, more about Tammy Hembrow and Henry. This one, you might have already mentioned this, but what happened between Jaquie Alexander and Gabi Sullivan? Well, there was this theory that at Gabi's wedding, Jaquie got a little too intoxicated and mentioned that Gabi's not a Vogue bride or something, and Jaquie is going to be something like that. But Jaquie denies that. But there's definitely some sort of truth to the fact that there was some fight over their weddings. And that has been confirmed by Nikki and Lucy. In their podcast, they said that they were talking about weddings and stuff, and they said that two of their friends recently had a falling out over their weddings. And then Gabi and Jaquie had recently had a falling out just after Gabi's wedding. So if you put two and two together, it's obviously related. But yeah, not confirmed exactly what happened there. They've said, I believe Jaquie has said that they were just like toxic for each other and realised that because they had actually broken up before as friends and then got back together as friends and then they've broken up again. Sounds weird to say broken up, but you know what I mean. Do you think that Indy Clinton doesn't like her new nose but is too embarrassed to admit it? Yes and no. So I think that yes, she doesn't like the healing stage, but I'm sure that she's trusting the process, that it's going to look amazing when it's fully healed. And also, there was some recent pictures circulating of her having her makeup done by a makeup artist, and she looked incredible. I don't know what is wrong with her nose. Like, I don't know. I actually don't know why she's getting hate about her nose because it looked really good to me. And I compared it with a photo of her pre-nose job, and it looked just as good. Like, I don't understand what the issue is. And yeah, there is a lot of change that's going to be happening. She was 2 or 3 weeks. She's only, I think, 4 weeks post-op at this point. So yeah, it'll be very different. It was the same with Sky Wheatley when she had her surgery and everyone's like, oh, you must regret it. You must regret it. It looks disgusting. And now Sky loves it because it's actually healed. Is anybody looking out for Alana Lister? It seems she needs desperate help. So Alana Lister used to be on MAFS and she's now started posting a whole heap of black screens constantly and calling out celebrities for like bestiality and all these weird things. Mainly Tammy Hembrow, she's been calling out and saying that Tammy Hembrow is currently in jail and she's fooling us all. Somebody messaged me saying maybe she's mixed up with Tammy's brother Henry, and Henry's the one that's done all this stuff and is in jail. Not sure if that is correct, that Alana is mixed up there, but I know that Tammy is aware of the situation because she has commented on a few things, and I imagine she's got legal professionals or the police or something trying to figure this out because it was completely defamatory what she was saying about Tammy. And yeah, I imagine she does have family looking out for her, but I don't know her personally. This person saying, are Chloe Szep and Mitch Orval still together? Yes, they are. Somebody sent me like a fan photo, I guess, the other day. So they had seen them at a restaurant and taken a photo of them. They are definitely still together, but yeah, weirdly they never post. And I was thinking, I wonder if Chloe's pregnant and maybe that's why she's not posting and trying to keep offline while she's pregnant. But in the photos, she definitely didn't look pregnant. But yeah, who knows? Have you seen Cassidy McGill's boyfriend in the background of her videos? Why won't she just address this instead of soft launching in random videos? I would say that that is an engagement, sort of an engagement tactic. So she would know that she's dropping little clues and she would know that people are waiting for this announcement. That is what influencers do. They know that everybody's waiting. Everybody will be watching the stories, waiting for this announcement. So yeah, clever, really. Someone saying they love the old granny couch. Is it vintage? It's not mine, obviously. I am at somebody else's house and it is not vintage. It was purchased probably 30 years ago though. But yes, it is very funny to me. It's definitely not in fashion. What else have we got? Chloe Szep posted a photo of her and Mitch at church today. There we go. How are Matt and Tammy a real marriage when they live interstate? Well, that doesn't define a real marriage, I suppose. A lot of people do long distance relationships. I believe that he will be back on the Gold Coast once they patch things up. I think that he's just living there temporarily while they're having a moment. Any info about Steph Claire Smith, new mansion she's moved into? Well, she's given us a lot of clues. So she said that her and her brother live an hour away from each other and she wants to move closer to her brother so that Harvey can go to school with his cousins. So she's moved about an hour away, obviously somewhere where there's land, because she said that the house that they're currently living in, they are going to build another house on the block, which is going to be their dream house, and Josh is going to be project managing all of that. So there must be enough space on the block to build their dream house, and then I imagine knock down the one they're on, or maybe subdivide, or have a second house on the block for guests or something. But yeah, that's probably all the info that we've got at this stage. She's been showing a lot of pictures, like Harvey putting a fairy door on a tree, and she's been showing all the inside kitchen and all that sort of stuff. But I did hear that the sale was off market, so it's not on realestate.com.au. So that is why people wouldn't be able to find it, which is great for her privacy, honestly. Thoughts on Sarah Kearns begging for engagement on posts of her kids? That's weird. I don't know anything about that, but yeah, define begging. I'm not sure what that's about, but that does sound weird to me. Oh, this person's saying people with ADHD find it hard to switch off at night, so that might explain Steph Claire Smith staying up late every night. That's true, because I know a few people with ADHD and they are all night owls. That is a very interesting point. I think that that is completely true. What else have we got? Do I have any 2025 influencer predictions? I don't, but this morning I was thinking about back when I used to start following influencers, and I followed Ali Simpson religiously, so Cody Simpson's sister, and then she had this best friend called Ruby Green, and I thought, whatever happened to Ruby Green? This was years ago, would have been over 10 years ago. I wonder if anyone else remembers Ruby Green, but I thought she was going to be the next best thing, but I don't really know what she's up to now. Maybe she is really popular. Don't know. Thoughts on Claudia leaving Hideaway? So Claudia is the marketing person at Hideaway, and she's been there just under a year, I believe, or just over a year. And she recently announced that she is going to be moving back to New Zealand. She has a Kiwi accent. And yeah, this came as a shock to me. She is so good at her marketing role at Hideaway. I think that she does such a good job. I love all her funny videos and things. And yeah, I was very shocked by this, and they turned the announcement also into an ad saying if you would want to apply for this, let us know and stuff. But yeah, I was a bit surprised by it. I think that she's so adorable, and she seems to get along really well with Ashy, and the video, they seemed very loving and supportive of each other, so that was really nice to see. What are your thoughts on the Mesher twins? Are they underrated or overrated? I think that the Mesher twins are underrated. I think that they were really big at one point, and they really grew a lot and really quickly on TikTok, which I imagine was probably a lot of American followers, because there's just not that many people in Australia that could possibly follow them. They've got over 1 million TikTok followers or something, and they do have a brand. can't even remember what it's called, but I feel like they do a lot, and they do their YouTube videos and things, but no one really ever talks about them, so I don't get sent any stuff about them, so I don't really post about them. But yeah, I think that they are underrated. What do you think of blue-eyed Kayla Jade being a mum and her chosen career? Well, I think that good on her. I don't think that being a mum means that you can't be a sex worker. She is no longer with the father of her children. She's mentioned this week that he's going to be on her upcoming podcast, which I am so interested to see. I don't imagine she'll show his face, hopefully, because she's very private about all this and private about her children, which I think is also really great. But yeah, I think that that's okay. If she wants to be a sex worker, like she's an OnlyFans creator, which they call themselves sex workers. Oh no, I think she's an OnlyFans creator, but she's also an escort. Yeah, she could be both. But yeah, that's fine. Ashy and Steve. When you look at Steve, he just never looks happy. What are your thoughts? I'd say that he's probably just not happy on camera. I don't know why he wouldn't be happy in real life. He seems to have everything. But yeah, I'd say he's just one of those people that gets a bit funny on camera, which is totally normal. Thoughts on Danielle Mitchell charging $349 Australian dollars for an 8-week lifestyle reset course? Honestly, I don't think that's a problem. If people want to pay that, I've paid more than that for Georgie Stevenson's 6-week, what does she call them? Manifesting courses, I suppose. And I definitely believe I got value out of that. So yeah, I think that's great if people feel that they trust her and resonate with her and that she is going to help them. $349 could be a bargain for some people, but if they sign up and the content is useless and they don't get anything out of it, well then that is a problem. So watch this space, I suppose. We haven't got any evidence of whether this course is life-changing or not. Have Nick Kyrgios, I don't know how to say that name, Kyrgios maybe, and Costeen really split? Yeah, I believe they have split. They don't post each other on their social media anymore, and I believe the Herald Sun ran an article saying that they had split as well. So yeah, they've split. Oh wow, there's so many asking about Aussie Mum Vlogger and the statement she put out. Do you find Jessica Thode and Alyssa, can't remember her surname, authentic? Genuinely enjoy their content, just curious. I've said this before, that I don't feel that any of the influencers I talk about on my page can possibly be authentic anymore. Like once your following gets to a certain point and you're putting out daily content, multiple times a day, daily content, if that makes sense, you cannot possibly be authentic anymore in that your life becomes creating content. So I explained previously that All Right Hey, he mentioned that when something bad happens, for a second he's like, oh no, that's bad. And then he's like, but that'd make good content. So it just, your brain is just so different as a content creator, I imagine. That, yeah, depends what you mean by authentic. Yeah. But no, I don't know what you mean by authentic. So yes and no. But if you resonate with them, that is great. And I really enjoy following them. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. But yeah, it depends what authentic means to you. Do you think you talking about Kayla Jade's kids had anything to do with her announcement this week? In light of that, do you think we should stop talking about influencers' kids under any circumstance, regardless of how little or how much the influencer themselves shares? Possibly. I know that I don't show images of children on my account, but yeah, possibly I should also stop talking about children on my account, regardless of whether the influencer does themselves. That is something that I need to think about if I want to do that in the future. But no, I don't think that me mentioning that she has 2 children had anything to do with her announcement this week. I think that her announcement was purely based on the fact she has a new podcast coming out, and this was like a shock value thing. It got so much attention, engagement, interest, and now everybody wants to listen to her podcast, including me. Like, I'm so excited to hear everything about this podcast. So yeah, I think it was just a marketing tactic, nothing to do with me. Mikkie Fisher talking to her dead nan through Chat GPT. Has she lost her mind? WTF. I did see this and I thought, oh, this is interesting. I'm going to actually try and see if I can talk to somebody through Chat GPT. If that is what makes her feel good and she believes that she's talking to her nan through Chat GPT. Good on her. Like, I don't think that's a bad thing. It's not harming anybody. She's not making money off it, which people see as a problem. So yeah, I think that is fine. Any info about Megan Pissetto getting dropped from Nova? Yes, I think she admitted that happened because of the episode she did on Matt Zukowski, and Matt Zukowski is with Nova. And then she had to take down all the Matt Zukowski episodes. Yeah, so I think it was something to do with that. Have you got blocked by any influencers lately? Not that I know of. I do have a list on my phone. I haven't had to update it in a while, which is a good thing. Coachella content, your thoughts? I love Coachella content personally. I really want to go to Coachella, but obviously I just couldn't. Like, I've got kids and I just couldn't handle it. It'd be such a hectic few days. But yeah, I love seeing the fashion, even though all of the like mainstream influencers, they all dress exactly the same with their booty shorts or bloomeres, whatever you want to call them, and their bikini tops and their belly chains and their leather boots. They all look exactly the same, but I still love seeing their looks. I think, go girls. Like, they are in their young, early 20s. They are living their best life, and I think that is so, so fun for them. And yeah, I think it's really cool to see. I love that Kat Clark was over there. She's my age, so obviously my life is extremely different to hers, but I like watching her content and being like, okay, yeah, someone my age can do that still. And same with Bec Judd, she was over there. So it was interesting to see their point of view, and they didn't wear the same outfits as all the girls in their early 20s, so that was interesting. And then Jasmine TXO, the creator of TikTok, she's been over there, and I like watching her and her group of friends because their outfits are much more alternative than what we see in the mainstream media. So I really like the whole fashion of it all. And they're also tacking on extensions to their trip, such as she's at Disneyland today or yesterday, and All Right Hey and Brittany Saunders have just arrived at Coachella for weekend 2, and All Right Hey was at New York in the week just gone. So yeah, it's been really interesting to watch all of that. I've really loved it. Oh, and Mia Plessic, I've really loved following her journey. She had a brand activation at Coachella for her Slick Hair Co brand, and she's trying to like break into the American market, and I've really loved following that journey. What happened to Lily Brown's podcast? I think that it's just because she moved to the Sunshine Coast to live with Jet. So I think that she was saying she was going to build a podcast room and she plans to revive it, but just, I guess, hasn't yet. With Renee May, do you think Josh and her still live together for the girls? Do they still live together? I didn't actually know that. That is very interesting. And if they do, but they're separated, well then, yeah, definitely it is for the girls. Probably because they both want to be involved in the children's life, and if they would separate, they'd have to parent part-time. Oh, it sounds like one of my daughters has just woken up. That's a bit annoying. My husband will take care of her, but it's a bit annoying for my daughter, of course. Do you think that Kayla Boyd's reaction to her dog passing is a bit of an overkill? I haven't seen her reaction, but no. I think that they say that dogs are like you have such a bond with a dog because you spend so much time with them. I've never had a dog, so I don't understand, but yeah, I've heard that the passing of an animal is very, very emotional and horrible. So if that's her reaction, it's probably put on a bit for social media, to be honest, because people like to see people suffering on social media. It's just interesting content potentially. So it's probably just that. Would love your thoughts on Tarah and Barry, their pregnancy and her claiming infertility, but then getting pregnant naturally in 7 months. Okay, so she didn't claim infertility. She was told that she has something like PCOS or something that's going to make it hard for her to fall pregnant, and that she needs to get pregnant soon because she needs to get pregnant sooner rather than later because of these health issues. She was told this by medical professionals, and they said to her, give it 6 months, try naturally, and if it doesn't work, we're going to start the IVF process because your time is so limited, we need to hurry this up. And then a few days before she went in to start her IVF process, she fell pregnant naturally. So amazing. That is absolutely amazing for her, and I don't think she was lying about it. I think that she kept us updated the whole time on what was happening, and yeah, it's just a really happy ending to that story. Are there any influencers that have beef with you? Well, yeah, I suppose all of the ones that have blocked me, mainly Victoria Devine. She really has beef with me. Like, I've just never had a positive interaction with her. But yeah, it's a real shame because I really like finance content, honestly. Which influencer is your personal fave? I would say Georgie Stevenson. She's like my go-to answer. I've just followed her for such a long time, since back in her uni days. And I know that a lot of people find her content very out of touch, they say, because she's so wealthy and brags about it. But I love seeing that for her, and I find that sort of stuff really interesting and inspiring. And I know I will never achieve that, but I still like to see it, you know. And because I've seen her come from a different place to what she is now, I just love that. And also she's got a child about the same age as mine, so that also helps with like the relatability factor. Oh, Ames doing the Nazi salute, then saying she didn't realise and dirty deleting. Thoughts? So this one has been really big today. So influencer Ames, she has over 1 million followers on TikTok. She was getting ready for work on her TikTok, getting ready for work as a nurse, and in the video she did what people are saying is a Nazi salute. So the Nazi salute is illegal in Australia, and you can actually go to jail for doing it. Like, is that illegal? I don't believe she was doing a Nazi salute. I believe she says that she was doing just like an army salute, and I believe her. Like, why on earth would she do a Nazi salute? Honestly, at this point, the only reason why I know what a Nazi salute is because Elon Musk did it at some fancy meeting thing recently. I just don't believe that she was doing a Nazi salute. I agree with her that it was an army salute, and it was really, really crappy for her that she's then had to edit that out of the video, which I think that was a good idea. Edit it out, re-upload the video. She's put out a statement today, but yeah, I don't think she deserves hate for it. She's said sorry. I don't know what else she's supposed to do. Annalise and Posey, too much? ? Not her mum. She calls her mum. Okay, so this is about Posey Pool and Matt Pool's fiance Annalise. I don't believe Posey does call Annalise mum. I don't think I've ever heard that, but I do think it is a bit strange that Annalise posts Posey on her story every single day. Today, if you look at her stories, I think she's posted 5 things and 4 of them are of Posey. And I think that Annalise and Matt Pool, they know that people follow them to see Posey content, and that is what gets them clout. So they get fame, they get money off Posey. All of Matt Pool's ads feature Posey Pool because they know that she's the celebrity. She's Tammy Hembrow's daughter. And yeah, I feel a bit weird about that, but if that's what they all think is best for the child, well then that is what is best, you know? It's not up to me. Someone else is asking about Karina Irby's cryptic stories about betrayal and a hard time lately. Okay, maybe it's not about the Michaela Tester thing, but honestly, Karina Irby is always posting about friends betraying her and friends being jealous of her. So it is what it is. She's just always posting that. Do you know why Sheridyn Fisher lost custody of her kids? So Sheridyn Fisher posted in the last few days that she didn't get to see her kids for 7 months, I believe it was, and she's finally been reunited with them. They've been with their dad due to like a court order, I believe it was. She did explain it all, but she said that it's really unfair. The courts have been keeping the kids from her because he said stuff about, like the dad said stuff about her that wasn't true, and the courts believed him. I don't know really any more than that. People on Reddit are saying that there was, I don't know, something. But yeah, I don't know. But I guess we've just got to hope that the court system was right and just be grateful that she is now at a point where she can be reunited with her kids. Do you think that the bruises on Anna Paul's stomach are from Ozempic injections? Yeah, I do. I do think that, but I don't have any proof. I just think that when she broke up with Glenn, she dropped a lot of weight really quickly and she's kept that weight off, and people assumed it was heartbreak. I think maybe actually she said it was heartbreak and that Addis was trying to feed her these big chunky thick shakes to try and keep weight on or something. But yeah, she did have bruising on her stomach at Coachella recently, and a lot of people messaged me saying that they think that it is probably from Ozempic injections, and yeah, I think that probably is true. I think that a lot of influencers are on Ozempic. Imagine if Michaela and Anna made everything up just for views. There is so much attention on them right now. No, I don't think that Michaela is making up that Addis is a rapist, and I don't believe that Anna would go along with that theory either. I do not believe that is true. Okay, and then... Have you heard the rumours that Michael Finch does escorting? No, I haven't heard those rumours, but I don't think he would need to. I think that he is making bank on TikTok. He has over 2 million followers. And yeah, I don't think he would need to. But if he wants to, well, then that's a different story. Do you think it would be hard for people like Sarah's Day to stop showing her kids with them always in her content? No, I don't think it would be hard. There's definitely ways of doing it, like what Steph Claire Smith does, where she covers her child's faces. And yeah, I don't think that would be hard. I think that Sarah's Day has built a very loyal following that wants to follow her for like a lot of fitness content and cooking content and things. So she could definitely be posting a lot of that stuff without her kids in it. Also fashion, I think she does a lot of that as well. Have you ever met the Shameless girls, Michelle or Zara? No, I haven't. Michelle once messaged me when I posted something about... I think it was when I posted something about Ruby Tuesday Matthews fitting into her 7-year-old son's shorts. I think she messaged me something about let's not comment on women's bodies or something like that. Or maybe that was Laura Henshaw. I'm not sure. I get those two confused. They're very similar. Oh, everyone here is talking about the Nazi salute. Oh, it's very 50-50. This person saying nobody's going to be able to raise their arms soon. Yeah, that's true. Like that, I just don't believe that she was doing a Nazi salute. Someone saying here that they'll start a GoFundMe to get me to Coachella to go get the goss. Someone saying Coachella looks disgusting. This person saying Rebecca Judd is a mum and she went to Coachella. God forbid. Gosh, what a crime. Bec Judd looked awesome. I agree, she did. Did Mia Favola and Bass Miller split? I don't have confirmation, but it seems that they have. Like, I just haven't seen any evidence of him existing in her life lately. So, yeah, I'd say that they have. This person's saying, please no, with Lily Brown's podcast. It was loud and dry. You know what? It is honestly one of my favourite podcasts. I think that she interviews so well because she has such a good relationship with all the people that she interviews, which are all influencers. I loved her podcast so much, and she got stuff out of them that you wouldn't hear in normal interviews, not just the whole boring, give me a background story. Like, I loved her podcast, and I used to summarize it in subscribers, and everyone would be like, thank you for summarizing this so I don't have to listen to her screaming over the top of everyone. But yeah, I loved her. Someone's saying here that I must make $250,000 plus. That is absurd. Absolutely don't. I don't even make $50,000 off this account per year. That is funny. Bec Judd is too skinny and not good representation for young girls. Glad there's more diversity with influencers. I don't think Bec Judd is trying to influence young girls. I think that she would be over 40 now, and I think that that is her target audience. I'm 36, and people I work with in their 50s, they follow her. Like, I don't think she's trying to influence young girls. And yeah, I think that she's a good role model. What else have we got? Do you think that it was an influencer that leaked your surname all over tea time? No, I don't imagine it was an influencer because they literally wouldn't give a shit. But just some hater. Not sure why. Probably the person asking this question, in fact. And also, my surname's not a secret. Like, I have a lot of surnames. It's okay. I just don't put my surname on here because then everyone would know my kid's surname, and I just don't want people to know that, you know. This person's saying that Elon Musk didn't do the Nazi salute either. Okay. Do you know why Sasha and Callum split? She said she spilt the tea with her friends on Coachella. No, but I believe he got back with his ex-girlfriend Shawnee because he was seen walking her dog and kissing her a few days after their split. Oh my gosh, there's still so many questions I need to hop off because everyone is probably not wanting to watch more than 40 minutes of me talking. Oh, this person's saying Sheridyn Fisher was homeless and couldn't take care of her kids. Sorry, I don't know why I'm sitting like this. The ex-boyfriend spoke out about it. That's not nice to say that Annalise is after clout from Prosy. She's a nurse. She has a career. Yep, I agree that she is a nurse and she has a career, but I don't see why she needs to post Prosy on her public Instagram stories every day. That's all I'm saying, you know. This person's saying, some influencers live in a white bubble and have no Jewish friends. Not all are antiseptic, but just some ignorant and uncultures. I don't think that's meant to say antiseptic, but yeah. Anna definitely had lipo. Her belly button is different. Anna. Not sure who that is. Amy Jane Brand has joined the chat. She is saying Michael is not escorting. Hello, it's giving rumour. Yeah, I don't believe that one either. People saying they love her podcast. Yes, her podcast is so juicy. I have summarised a few of the episodes on my subscriber thing and she just spills all the details. I love it. Yeah, true. Michael won TikTok Food Creator of the Year. He's hardly a nobody. That is so true. What else have I got? Oh, I think I've caught up. This person, final question. Do Annalise and Matt Poole have Prosy full time? No, they don't. I believe they share custody with Tammy Hembrow only because they both post about her regularly. It's not like they've spoken about the custody arrangement or anything. But yeah, they're about to have another baby, so I imagine that will change things again. But I don't need to know this stuff. I don't even know why I know this stuff. I hate that I know this stuff about people's kids online, but it is what it is. Anna Paul. People are saying Anna Paul had lipo. I don't believe that. I don't believe she does have a lipo belly button. All right, and yes, Amy Jane Brand is saying, thanks so much, Queen. Appreciate you. Happy Easter, everyone. And yes, I will see you all again next Friday. Thanks for joining. Bye.